Eric Barnett's ranked 3rd in the country, a record of 21-3, and ranked 11th is Patrick McKee, two-time All-American from St. Michael, Minnesota, a 3-time state champion at St. Michael, Albertville. Jim, this is the 10th time these two have met in their careers. They woke up this morning, both of them, and went, here we go again.
Yeah, to tell you what, when their careers are over with here this year, that they'll probably have a moment, and it's possible they could meet another 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times.
Both these guys, two-time All-Americans. Barnett 5-1 at Big Ten dual meets. He's been so durable in that Badger singlet, 3 straight years with over 20 victories. Jim, wrestling for the 10th time in their careers, what are you looking for in the first minute to 90 seconds?
Well, it's more than just a chess match. These guys have felt each other before. I think there's a calm that develops when you know your opponent and you know that kind of some of his tendencies. You felt it. You felt that shot right there, a little fireman's carry action right there for Barnett, but he comes into a situation where basically McKee squats down in here trying to turn the corner. He's trying to bury that right shoulder of Barnett. Barnett trying to lift that shoulder up. He gets the right arm across and he'll score points.
Barnett scores the first 3 points.
And what you got to be careful with both these guys, they're so tough in the top position, they go immediately into the turn.
McKee leads the series 5-4. The Gopher has pinned the Badger 3 times. Last year at the Big Tens, Jim, McKee pinned Barnett in the quarters, and then Barnett came back to beat him 5-4 for 5th place.
Yeah, that's some wild matches here between these two. This won't be the last of the scoring.
Stalemate. Break easy, gentlemen, break easy. We're going to face this direction.
Take a look at this takedown here. Right here, McKee has that shoulder beat right there, but see how Barnett comes up all the way up to it, both feet right there, able to cut the right arm across and score the points.
You said it, Jim. Both these guys really good in that top position.
Yeah, hand fighting there by McKee. He's comes back up, gets a quick escape. So the nice answering escape there by McKee.
Of course, McKee, that great run at the 2021 national tournaments, was a 15 seed, lost in the 2nd round, won 6 straight to finish 3rd.
That was really something, wasn't it? You know, just it shows how gritty that McKee can be out there. You know, in a tournament, you get beat early in it, and you come all the way back, winning 6 consolation matches like that.
Mentioned McKee, a 3-time Minnesota state champion. Barnett's a 3-time Wisconsin state champion. For Chris Genrich at Hortonville High School, he's from Greenville, Wisconsin, is Barnett's. Just over 30 seconds left. The Badger up 3-1. First period takedown here for Barnett's. Trying to even this series at 5 apiece.
Coming inside collar tie there, dropping off of that. Coming hard with that collar tie is Barnett on the left-hand side. That's usually it's also tying up the elbow. McKee not really looking to shoot in this period of the match.
Final seconds here in this first period. Barnett, as I mentioned, 5-1 in Big Ten duels. His lone loss was to Matt Ramos, 4-1. Here's head coach Chris Bono of Wisconsin in his 6th season. Of course, was at South Dakota State the 6 years previous. And congratulations, as Chris Bono just coming off his 50th dual meet as head coach of the Badgers as they beat Illinois last weekend. He has coached 19 All-American performances in his career. Of course, a couple of Big Ten champions in Dean Hamady and Austin Gomez, who is now at Michigan. John Reeder, assistant coach, alongside Seth Gross, and there is Brandon Eggum in his 8th season. Of course, he has been in those colors for 2.5 decades as an athlete, an assistant coach, and now as head coach. 3 top 10 finishes at the NCAAs under the leadership of Brandon Eggum. 14 All-American performances. Of course, the national championships from the great heavyweight Gable Steveson. Last year, Minnesota was 6th at the Big Tens in Ann Arbor. Wisconsin finishing 8th. A little bit of confusion here between the first and second periods as the officials talk with Chris Bono and John Reeder. I believe they are getting the riding time adjusted.
Yeah. So it reset to 0, so they want to get it set at 44, I believe. Yeah, that's correct, 44 seconds.
Mentioned Brandon Ingham, assistant coaches Luke Becker,
Here we go, gentlemen.
Trevor Brandvold, and Zach Sanders. There's Zach Sanders, All-American for the Gophers.
3-1, second period, gentlemen. Period 2. Period 2.
Good crowd here on a Friday night.
So we are set to go. Barnett starting period on bottom. And McKee flirting with some back points, Jim.
Well, he didn't get that there, but now Barnett's in a good position to be able to finish. He's stepping up there, has the outside leg, got his head buried a little bit. We'll see he's going to eventually try to lift. And McKee goes into that chest wrap. We've seen that a lot from him all throughout his career.
Him and his brother Mitch.
Yeah, and using it to his advantage possibly to get a little more riding time, breaking the riding time back down. Now he steps over that height, that seatbelt position. And Barnett gets the escape.
4-1 score. McKee last year 6th at the Big Tens, was 2-2 at the tournaments as an 11th seed. That after a 5th place finish in 2022 in Detroit. 1:10 second period.
There it is.
Here's a shot here from McKee. He's in deep.
Yep. Wasn't able to go ahead and get the right arm across though, Shane. He's got an opportunity to go ahead and see Barnett's giving a little territory. His butt's already on the outside of the line right there. And now as they go off the mat.
Missed opportunity there by McKee.
Yeah, let's take a look at the shot here real quick. He's got jumped in. Watch his right arm right there. Now's the time as they fall to go ahead and come across and grab that far leg. He wasn't only able to get to the ankle, not maybe get above the knee.
Another issue with riding time. Mentioned before with McKee being from St. Michael, Minnesota. When you see that town, you think about the Thorns with Mike, David, and Tommy. Had a chance to talk with David this last week. Always appreciate my conversations. He's running some wrestling camps, Thorn wrestling camps on the farm. And you were a teammate of his dad.
Yeah, actually, John Thorne got the boys going here, and the McKees were able to benefit from that. I think McKee's father was also a part of that kid program as well. He passed away a few years back, so he's St. Michael Albert's been a lot to the Minnesota program over the years. Now
another shot here from McKee. He's got Barnett on his hips again. He steps across. Here they scramble.
Love what he did there. See how he broke off the leg, Shane?
Gonna get the takedown, and here comes the near fall. Maybe he gets the fall. He does. In his last match in this arena, in that singlet, he gets the fall.
Tell you what, Shane, it's just a
Go for Wisconsin, ranked 19th in the country. Drew Roberts tells the opposite line for the Gophers, ranked 16th. Toss-up match in this dual meet, Jim.
Yeah, Zargo, we know a lot of experience there. The junior going against the sophomore. Roberts get 16 and 19 ratings.
Drew Roberts from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. 17-5 on the season. Has wrestled in all 8 Big Ten dual meets for the Gophers. He's 4-3. Both these guys wrestling well. Roberts has won 4 of 5. Zargo has won 4 in a row, and since the turn of the calendar to begin the year, he's 6-1, 4-1 in the Big Ten. So both these guys have been getting their arms raised.
That makes a big difference in your confidence level. And Zargo in a situation here where his team down 12-0, you know, they really kind of need him to kind of step up and, you know, look for something big if it's there. Sometimes these rankings, yeah, they're close, but it's really more about the styles. Zargo has a lot of experience, kind of wily out there, you know. Good defensive wrestler.
Zargo, a 2-time national qualifier from South River, New Jersey. Wrestled at Bergen Catholic, graduated in 2020. Picking up some steam for Wisconsin. It's been all Minnesota, 12-0. Big pin from Patrick McKee at 125.
Overtime thriller by Wells.
And then major decision from Vombar at 141. Friday Night Wrestling here on the Big Ten Network. Earlier, Ohio State defeating Michigan State. Guys forehead to forehead here in this first period.
Little swing attempt there by Roberts on a single leg. Looks like Zargo wants to be heavy with the collar tie. Nice job of blocking out the level change of Roberts right there by Zargo. Over collar right there, looking for the snap. Hard collar tie, then coming into a leg.
Guys pummeling.
Right there. Yeah. Neither of these guys moving off the center of the logo right there. Good action. Circling back in. I love this man. We talked about that when we were walking around here earlier.
Great piece of Resolite here in Minneapolis.
It really is. He got decent borders and looks good on TV. And you actually step out there, there's a lot of space.
Good single leg here for Zargo, his best opportunity. Still got 40 seconds. Wow. He dumps him down for 3.
Nice job there. I'll call it run the pipe. He slammed his chest down there on that knee right there after he had it straight.
This is where you want to finish this period on top if you are Zargo, and out of bounds.
Yep.
Big 27 seconds right here.
Really is, and if you're Roberts, you really got to explode underneath now. You've got to try to create some pace. You've really made Zargo work for that takedown. Your pace has been good. Now he gets up to his feet.
Beautiful turn and roll, and he might get a reversal, and he does. Great work there from Roberts.
That's some beautiful down wrestling right there.
Huge points from Roberts, and now he's going to finish this period on top.
Zargo was almost on your show right there, and he turned it around with a gravy roll. Right there with a huge mat return. Mat return coming up here. Watch him bring his knees up to his chest. Boom, right there. Rolling through. He was this close to being on your show.
Frustrated Chris Bono. Big difference between 3-0 and 3-2, of course. Huge reversal for Roberts.
Hand fighting on the inside there. You know, if I'm Roberts, I want to stay with him, but kind of gives up the intentional release there, so it's the 4-2 score.
Just appreciate the urgency there from Roberts late in that first period.
Again, we have another riding time, I think, issue.
Drew Roberts won a state title in Oregon as a freshman, then as a sophomore was 3rd in Washington, and then captured a couple of Idaho state championships at Coeur d'Alene. Drew Roberts' dad, Kevin, was a 2-time All-American at Oregon and spent some time early 2000s as an assistant coach on legendary head coaches Jay Robinson's staff. So he has wrestling in his blood. Badgers in Iowa City on Sunday in their final Big Ten dual meet against Iowa. And then next Sunday, Wisconsin travels to Northern Iowa for a meeting with Doug Schwab and the Panthers.
What they're looking at right now is the video review to get the riding time right. And they're actually going all the way back to the first period. See that sequence right there on the reversal. Now it goes back the other direction. So it's got to be close to almost 0. And then a quick escape with Zargo. So we're really only talking about a couple, 3 seconds here.
Zargo out of high school. Mentioned he graduated from Bergen Catholic in 2020. Came to Wisconsin, spent a year at the Badger RTC. And then in 2022 as a national qualifier, won 16-12 that season. Followed that up in 2023. 11-14, 7th in the Big Tens, and another berth at the national tournaments. 2-time national qualifier Joe Zargo. In a good battle here. Second period, 1:45 remaining when we pick things up. So both these wrestlers, Jim, opportunity here to collect themselves, get a bit of a breather.
Yeah, the 3 seconds is now accurate. They had to go all the way back to the... I have a great vantage point here. I'm sitting right next to the video review here. This is fantastic. I wish I could do this every time. Yeah.
We're back at it.
Get a striped shirt. They don't wear stripes anymore.
Zargo scoring the first takedown. Double unders here from Roberts.
And he's coming hard with that forward pressure.
Heavy on the head with the snaps.
Zargo doing a nice job of coming back out, shooting off the mat. A lot of wrestling there on the edge. Like to see that activity. These guys are going at it. This is fun. Got a little break there. Got their composure together. Coach is giving them a game plan. Straight on shot again there by Roberts.
Right into a front headlock position.
Yeah.
Oh, cross knee pick.
And he ends up collecting the points right there. Great job. Almost looked like he can almost take him to his back there if he got any tighter there, but Zargo will take the 3 points and jumps out to a 7-2 lead.
Now 7-3 with the escape. Zargo with a pair of takedowns. Nice cross knee pick on that last takedown. Here's a slide by on the edge. Drops into a single leg. Roll from Roberts.
Good job rolling through there by Roberts. Good competing on the edge of the mat by both guys. Slide by attempt.
And a stall warning on Roberts. Zargo runs him off the Resolite.
I like that action there by Zargo. Look at it. You mentioned head in the hole right there. Go the far knee pick. Actually went down below the knee to the calf right there, but all of it was in this drive and the angle he took right there going across the body. Almost took him to his back.
Final 15 seconds.
Another little standing, little snatch single attempt there by
a couple
Zargo.
Seconds, trying to chase it down, and he gets it. Zargo makes it 10-3.
And I think they may end up looking at this one as well. Right. Yeah, I like what happened right here. On his feet, right? Dove after that leg right there, and that, I think it was called in the right amount of time.
I think he got the takedown.
Yeah, I do as well.
Jim, I love the urgency. Final 15, 20 seconds. Find a way to get it done.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this right here. Watch him run him down, lowers level. Oh, that's really...
I know you and I, Jim, it's always...
Give the benefit of the doubt to the aggressive wrestler.
Exactly, yeah. Yes.
They're not going to call a takedown here because I think the clocks weren't aligned. Yep.
The call on the mat is no takedown.
So take 3 off.
Right there. It was close.
Quick escape here from Roberts. And now Roberts just a takedown away from tying this match up.
Yeah, it'll be all about his pace as well. Nice counter shot. Boy, Zargo's really picked it up. He's found a weakness there with that, attacking that right leg. Now he comes up again, right, trying to get to his feet. Like what he's doing right here, anticipating a roll through.
Shin whizzer from Roberts.
Yeah, limped out of that thing and ends up scoring points.
Sweet takedown. So Zargo thought he had one late. They take it off the board, but then he gets right back in and scores a takedown early third.
Another stoppage. Now we're going to go back over and yeah, right here. You know what I like about this? All right, he just focuses on limping that arm out. He doesn't worry about anything else but limping that arm out in that shin whizzer. A lot of times guys will hold on to the ankle or the toe with the other leg or with the other arm, and they kind of lock themselves in that position. But right there, he let go of everything and limped it out.
Zargo putting on a clinic in this match on his feet. looking for his 5th straight victory here in Minneapolis. As I said, when the calendar turned to the new year, he found another gear. 6-1 since that point.
He's anticipating all the motion that Roberts has. Roberts has really had great setups on his shots.
Roberts with an underhook there, and now Zargo able to clear and square up.
Straight on shot again there. Now he gets to the angle right there. Beautiful little swing single, and he's been expert at being able to finish off of this. Going to work to get a little real estate there, back him up. Confident in his sweep right there. Stayed on the mat. He's going to probably regret that he didn't pull him back into the center.
Still wrestling. You see that left toe inside the cylinder.
Collects the far ankle.
And he gets the 3. Stays patient and poised. 3 more for Zargo. And here we go, Jim, with 15 seconds. If he's able to ride him, he'll secure the major decision. Really good effort from him tonight.
Yeah. Came out of the break, you know, just that they had with the timing issues here. I'll probably give up a count, and he can afford to give up a stall warning, but as he moves up, anticipates the roll through, does a good job of riding the hips, but gives up the stall call. They'll get a new start.
Just good awareness right there. Knew the situation, knew he had a stall call to give. And now if he wants, he can pretty much do the same thing because time will run out.
1, 2.
And Joe Zargo, 13-5, his 9th bonus point victory of the season. He has won 5 in a row, and the Badgers are on the board here at 149.
A lot of good things in that match.
In 2007, 184 pounds, Midlands champion Shane Legal for Wisconsin, and the 5th-ranked 184-pounder in the country, Isaiah Salazar, for the Maroon and Gold. Salazar from Greeley, Colorado, 4-time state champion at Windsor High School. And this guy, Jim, tough, and a little bit more tough. Salazar is a beast.
He really is. He brings his strength to every match.
But so is Shane Legal. This guy battles.
Yeah, he does, and I really enjoyed watching him at the Midlands this year, just, you know, battling. He had some tough matches, came from behind in some situations, got some stall calls, got some guys tired, right? And he's going to have to do that here in this match. It's going to be tough to get Isaiah tired because he just doesn't get out of position. And once he gets on your leg, he just climbs rope and does the finish.
Legal from Spring Valley, Wisconsin, state champion from River Valley High School, spent 4 seasons at Loras, located in Dubuque, where he was a 4-time All-American, won a Division III crown in 2021. And you and I, Jim, we saw him early in the season against Iowa State. And at that time, at least my thoughts were, this is a different ball game. There are levels to this, but he has been fantastic.
Well, I tip my cap to the fact that he, you know, tried to go ahead and see what he could do at this level. Here, transferred a program and said, okay, I've had some accomplishments at Division III, and I want to be able to go ahead and see how I fare against the other guys. And, you know, I think that his transfer up to Division I has been a complete success.
No doubt. Been really impressive. 18-6 on the season, 4-2 in Big Ten duels. At one point, had a 12-match winning streak this season. Him and Dean Hamady, Midlands champions for the Badgers.
But that could sometimes be the difference, what he experienced right there in that go-behind situation. He grabs the leg and then just Salazar, and he just basically, you don't wrestle. It's hard to replicate the type of strength you're going to see at this level, and Salazar, one of the strongest guys at this weight.
No score, 2 minutes into this first period here at 184. 16-12, Minnesota leads it. But dual meet wrestling, Jim, this one could have taken a number of different turns early.
The first 2 matches, you know, Barnett had the lead and gets caught on a shot and taken to his back and gets pinned. That's a 9-point swing right there, and we're at 16-12 right now. Then the action at 133, close, but possibly could have gone the other way. That's a 6-point swing. So Wisconsin you know, they've had their opportunities.
Been a fun dual meet. Minnesota did get 1 team point deduction. Brandon Eggum came onto the mat.
Well, the whole staff came out of the mat. This is just Brandon.
Short time in this first period. Salazar, 2-time national qualifier, was 2-2 at the NCAAs. Last March as a 9 seed. Legal's got the choice. He'll defer. There's Brandon Eggum telling Salazar to go on bottom.
Make sure we get a fair start. Bottom set.
Salazar 4th at the Big Tens last March.
Nice chop there by Legal. This is the strength here that you see from Salazar. A lot of guys can't, you know, they stay down in that position, but even as much weight as he had to his right side, still with his strength, he was able to get up to his feet and make the turn. That's being strong.
You look at his core. I mean, Salazar's legs, oak trees.
Action.
That's the guy that you want to be friends with, and when you're moving and you got to move the refrigerator and the oven and the stove and the washer and dryer. Hey, Isaiah, could really use you for a couple hours.
Yeah, who needs a dude with a pickup?
Legal, popular name in Wisconsin wrestling history. Shane the 4th, legal to wrestle at Wisconsin. His father, Ralph, wrestled in the mid-'80s. His brothers, Scott and Seth. Great family. Father Ralph, mother Mary. 55 ticks in the seconds. 1-0 match. And there is a stall call on Legal as first.
Well, I don't know if I see that one. You know, Legal's presenting himself. He's heavy on the collar. He's looking for some picks, and you know, I just think, you know, it's not going to affect the match, I don't think. But you know, that was one where, whoa, I don't really see that.
Legal jacks up an underhook on the right side, pulling down Salazar's head. Short time, 20 seconds.
Yeah, the counter action right there. Both guys, you know, being pretty aggressive right there, trying to shuck each other by, see if there's a little opening, a little pass situation, elbow pass, shuck.
Legal will go on bottom here in the third.
Red flags down.
Real critical position for Legal. So, you know, he's Salazar
1-0.
strong, as you mentioned, good in the top position. Will really try to grind you down, and only has to do it for a minute and 8 to be able to collect the riding time point.
Salazar 6-0 in Big Ten dual meets. Legal 4-2. His losses to Lane Melcheski of Michigan State and Lenny Pinto of Nebraska. Salazar had that huge win against Pinto in the dual meet with the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, here, right? Just come back up. Even if you hit that quad pod stand up, just take that wrist and roll it. It's just, if anything, it creates a scramble here for the bottom man. See how he's trying to keep as much pressure on those hands as possible. Legal gets to his feet. See if he can make a big turn. Make a big turn. Leaves his legs behind. All right, just with that strength, pulls him in. Didn't have the 5 count.
Riding time over 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And he makes the turn, and we are tied up at 1.
Good effort.
Great effort there from Legal to tie this match up. 1:05 to go in regulation.
1 minute remaining period.
Last time these two dueled here in Minneapolis, the Badgers won. Minnesota's won 9 of the last 10 meetings against their rival Wisconsin. It's been a fun duel meet tonight, Jim.
No, it certainly has been. You know, we thought it could be. We didn't know.
Both teams showed up.
Yeah. Now, Legal coming hard with that underhook. You see how Salazar is really pulling down on that. You always have to have something in your bag of tricks there when a guy stuffs his head and you're really trying to move him off that, whether it be, you know, changing levels, getting to a shot. Right here.
Oh, nice counter. Yeah. But here's Salazar now on a single leg with 15 seconds.
He's got an opportunity to go ahead and get a little closer up. Able to go ahead and get the both ankles right there.
3 takedown for Salazar. Short time in the third. And that takedown is going to give Isaiah Salazar an undefeated record in Big Ten duels.
Look at the counter shot right there. Boy, Salazar really got on his horse there. He defended the left leg well and got all the way over to the right side and attacked his opponent's left leg and finishes up in that calf roping position.
He'll take an 18-1 record to the Big Ten championships in Maryland. Salazar, the late